Hey everyone, it's Ilya. So I just came back from Miami, Florida at the Asian 2021 event hosted by Gary Vee, and he had a lot of great speakers out there. Um, and there was a lot of really good value that they provided for you, and a lot of educational stuff they talked about, and things that can help you grow your business in today's world. And as I was listening to it and reflecting back on what they were saying, I realized that a lot of stuff that they were talking about I had already known before, and due to the fact that I had already knew that in the past, something that upset me a little bit was the fact that I didn't implement it into my day-to-day life, right? So like all these things that they were talking about are things that I learned a year ago or 2 years ago, and these are all things that I could have started doing at the time when I first learned about it. And after listening to some people's stories and how they got started, I was just thinking to myself, I'm so stupid for not starting these things before, just because I didn't think that I had the right tools. If you're anything like me and you're an overthinker, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I wanted to start a vlog and doing podcasts a while ago, and I'm thinking to myself, if I don't have the right camera, I don't have a mic, I don't have the right background, like I want everything to be perfect. You know what I mean? I need these things to be aligned, and I need these tools, and I can't do it without these tools because it just wouldn't feel right. And it's such a stupid idea to think about, because who knows how far along my business could have been, or how much influence I could have had on you if I would have started that a year or 2 years ago, right? So my advice is to not overthink it and just start doing it. And you hear that all the time. People always say, you just got to do it, man. You just got to do it. And that's great. Yeah, we all know that we got to do. But like, what is it that we have to do, right? So what we have to do is start trying different things out. If you want to make a vlog, don't worry about the professional camera. Don't worry about the microphone. Don't worry about the setup. Don't worry about where you are. Don't worry about who's going to see it, right? Because in reality, the first few people that are going to see your videos, they're going to be people that already know who you are. These are going to be personal family and friends. These are going to be people who you went to school with. These are going to be people who know what you look like already, right? So you don't have to look perfect for them, because I'm sure that they've seen you in a pair of pajamas or some basketball shorts. You don't have to look perfect for them, right? Later on, when you start getting a bigger audience and, you're affecting the lives of more people, then you can change up the scenery of where you're shooting it, and, you can dress nicer and all that. But, in the meantime, when you're just getting started, it doesn't really matter who's going to see you. You're not going to have that big of an audience anyway, right? It's going to be people who already know you, right? If you wanted to, I don't know, start a business, just go ahead and figure it out. Figure out how to start it. I can't tell you how to start your business and what business to start, because that's up to you. If money's the issue, do your research. Figure out where people got money to start their businesses. Maybe you have to sell some of your stuff. Maybe you have to get a loan. If you have horrible, credit, and you have no money to show for it and you can't get a loan, maybe partner up with somebody who has the money. Who can fund the money for you guys to both start that business. Find people, network with people, figure out, if you really wanted to, you'd figure out how to do it. When you were a kid, or when I was a kid and I really wanted something, and I'm talking like really, really wanted something, I would figure out a way to convince my mom to get it for me. And 9 out of 10 times, right, as long as my mom had the money for it, as long as it wasn't like too out of this world, 9 out of 10 times as a child, I was able to convince my mom to get me whatever it is I needed. So why can't you take that same mentality and that same drive that you use to convince your parents or your grandparents to get you something in today's world? You can use that today. You can take that same sales tactic that you used as a child and use it today. Find the right people, work with the right people, surround yourself with like-minded people who want to do what it is that you want to do, whether it's business, whether it's vlogging, whether it's a career like a doctor, lawyer, whatever type of business it is that you want to start, or whatever it is that you're looking to do. You can just get out there and start doing it. And I'm not a professional in all these business ideas and startups. I'm just telling you what I think is the right thing to do, and what I feel I should have done a long time ago. And I don't regret not starting 2 years ago when I could have started. I don't regret it. It just lets me know, that now I have to work twice as hard because I have to catch up on the 2 years that I missed out on. And no matter how much books you read, no matter how much knowledge no matter how much knowledge you can retain, no matter how many conferences or seminars you can go to, that's great. And you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you never apply it, it won't get you anywhere. There are certain things that a book or a video or a conference cannot teach you. And those things come only from experience. Life is the greatest educator, right? There are some things that only life can teach you. You know what I mean? Like, I was listening to a story after the conference when we went out to celebrate and get drinks. I was listening to this story, and this guy's a real estate investor, and he was talking about how, he had a buddy who was also flipping a home, and a pipe bursted in the home, and it broke. So the water started, leaking, and, it was flooding the whole basement. So his father, who had like 20 years in the business, they called him up, and he said, take a broomstick, break it in half, and just shove it into that pipe, right, to stop the pressure of the water from flowing out, right? And it worked. And that's not something that a book can tell you, because when you're reading that book on how to flip homes, how to be a real estate investor, right, it doesn't give you 101 scenarios that could go wrong with your real estate investment and the things that you can do to prevent these things. It doesn't give you any of that. Life teaches you those type of things, right? These things have to happen to you in order for you to know how to do it if it ever happens to you or somebody else. But that guy's father, he would have never had that knowledge if he wouldn't have gone through that himself. There's no book, there's no seminar that would have taught him that. So what I'm saying is, you just got to try and do different things. You got to learn stuff, man. You got to figure it out. Figure it out as you go along. If you're failing 6 months into whatever it is you started, tweak some things up. Do something different. Make some changes in your day-to-day life. See what's working, see what's not working. Try different things out. Whatever works, stick to it. If it's not working, try something else. So my advice is, just stop postponing. Don't try to be a perfectionist. Don't overthink it. Just start doing it. You know what I mean? Because if you fail, nobody's going to remember the failures anyway. People only remember the wins. So if you fail, don't be afraid to fail. Just strive for greatness and get that win.